Well, considering the fact that it's out of state, I would say yes, this would be my first business trip. It's really intriguing out here, especially when we just have to consider the fact that we just had to head over here here in San Francisco just to film Vivian about her work.
I just thought, I was rather surprised that we were going to have yet another big leap this year. I just thought it was our big peak, at least in terms of high profile events or excursions, was going to be the River Oaks Theater. But here we are going out of state for the first time in this company's history, or at least with this media team, to take part in a project. Actually go to a completely different area of the country, actually get to interview somebody else, and of course showcase a much greater, wider scale of the world of autism and of course the world of spectrum fusion.
Well, it feels great being my first business trip outside of the city, adjusting to different environments. It was an enjoyable experience interviewing people outside of our comfort zone and visiting different places.
This is my first time in Berkeley. I have been to San Francisco back in 2022, but I have never been to Berkeley. I would have to say that my favorite moment would be just being on a fun vacation in general with them, at how we are all at a nice looking hotel and having some breakfast and some dinner and just seeing how a business trip is.
We went out to eat, we filmed together and spent quality time with each other outside our office space.
I didn't know anything really about the hotel. I didn't know we would be next to this absolutely gorgeous marina. It's absolutely once again vibrant. Well, I mean, aside from the very close water, which is a little bit too algae, the rest of the water beyond that is very luscious, very blue and vibrant, and so much luscious greenery, plant species. May not be as vibrant as Ireland, but that's a more personal discussion, personal bias there. But really nice, and a really nice breeze. It's nice to not be sweltering in the heat for once.
I would say it went pretty well. All of a sudden, I mean, we already managed to pull things out pretty good with the interviews and with the most of the B-roll. Of course, there is a time just to think that we just need to check on the B-roll more often. Of course, I mean, I just already did the time to extract all the video footages from the FX3, the FX30, and the Canon 80D. And I did take a review at some of them.
This is my first time staying at a DoubleTree, so I wasn't expecting the fanciest place, but I certainly was not expecting a dump, which thankfully we did not get, and they had a pretty fancy restaurant. Although I do kind of wish that the hotel room did have a microwave.
Getting the chance to try out cool food, getting a chance to see one of the most prestigious universities in the country, getting to interview somebody with a very fascinating story and with, of course, a massive amount of knowledge and insight within her answers. Of course, her adorable dog, Matisse. And in addition to that, this sense of drive and ambition to really want to improve for the better instead of seeking greed or profit, as she pointed out numerous times during her interviews.
Just walking out through the breeze, even though it's concerned the fact that it's a little bit cold, and that I'm supposed to wear a jacket, but still, it was a good time. Not to mention the time when we had to walk around the streets, over Berkeley, especially when we just had to get all the necessary B-roll shots of Vivian.
I think for the next business trip, I think it should be somewhere out of the country, because, we went on our first business trip out of city, the second out of state. Why not the third one be out of country?
I would prefer to go on another business trip with spectrum fusion, even if it's outside state or the country.
Yeah, I certainly would.